everyone. Welcome to the Weekend Zone. What a week we have had. We are so glad it is finally the weekend again. Woo, I needed a drink like Friday morning. Like I could not even wait for the weekend. It has been a crazy weekend. We had a lot of news this weekend, or this week that happened, which obviously left some honorable mentions for us to talk about this weekend. It's, you know what honorable mentions is, guys. It is all the stuff that was not super newsworthy during the week, but definitely still worth a mention. And we are here in the weekend now, so we are definitely going to mention those. The first one is going to take us back to a time we were all a little very emotional. So earlier this week, the Bucks decided to boycott due to the shooting of Jacob Blake. And according to Shams, he said this, sources.
Right.
There was some frustration in meeting toward Bucks blindsiding on walkout plan. Bucks George Hill admitted he first sparked conversation pre-game to boycott contest. Teammates supported. So, according to this information, again, we don't know what's true, what isn't true, but according to this information, basically George Hill was the one that sparked the idea for the Bucks to do it, and then all the other teams supposedly were mad that they weren't in on the conversation. The Bucks just decided to do it, and then obviously the Magic had to say, like, okay, we're not going to accept the forfeit, and then it just trickled down from there. And so apparently everybody was mad that it wasn't a conversation for everybody. Jackie, do you think that this is probably accurate, that people would be upset in this situation if they didn't all come together and decide to boycott together, and George Hill's like, right before the game, hey, let's do this? Or do you think it was fine as is and the players weren't tripping about it?
I mean, I don't know. I saw a comment from Jaylen Brown, and he said that people were questioning the Bucks as to why they did it and didn't have like a conversation with the teams. And Jaylen Brown said they didn't owe you an explanation. If this is what they felt they needed to do, this is what they needed to do. And I'm on that team. Like, I don't think that in this climate, I need to get a council of people to tell me how I should react to it. If this is what we say as a collective, this is what we're doing. So I don't know if the rest of the teams in the bubble were pissed. If they were, I don't care. I don't think the Bucks care because, like I said, this is an emotional time, especially when you see nothing's getting done and things are the same old same. If that's what they felt they needed to do as a team, again, I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was something that we needed to see, that people can come together immediately and act. So if they mad, they get over it. It's fine.
And I think, honestly, Fred Van Vliet actually put a little bit on it to be a Bucks thing, because I remember his comment was beforehand when he was like, oh, well, if the Bucks do something, then they could put pressure on the Milwaukee owner, and the Milwaukee owner could do whatever, because it happened in Wisconsin. I think the Bucks felt like it was their duty to lead the charge, because that's their home state where they play at. Chris, do you have anything you want to add?
I was just gonna say, because I had read the whole, but again, it was according to sources, but Crispy Haynes put up a whole article on what supposedly happened in the interview over on Yahoo Sports, and one of the people that was like mainly upset, he wasn't mad at the Bucks because he supported the Bucks, but he was upset with the Bucks on how they handled it, and then upset with George Hill was LeBron James, because his thing was like, yo, we could do, it's pretty much what you said yesterday, Jackie. He's like, we could do this, but what is your call to action? Because now, how do we get out of the situation if we start playing basketball again? How's that going to make us look? And that was what his main frustration was with the Milwaukee Bucks, according to what Crispy Haynes and some other writers put together on Yahoo Sports, which I think that was something that we were all talking about yesterday. It's just like, cool, but now what is happening next? And now we want to know what happened to the sudden flip, and now the game's going to be back after what they did on over the week. So I get it. I get it, but I don't. That's why I think people are upset because they just didn't know how the situation was going to be handled. And then I don't know. I feel like there's people upset for many other reasons, like money and stuff like that too. I'm sure that there's definitely those players in there as well. But I don't know. I think
I could definitely see LeBron getting mad, because LeBron's very calculated in everything he does. So I could see him saying, "Yo, like, I'm down. I bet it when I'm down, but what's the end goal?" You know what I mean? And I think that the NBA has had that problem from day one. You know, it's all been kind of like, and I respect the owners and the powers that be in the NBA for saying, we don't know what y'all want us to do. Tell us, you know. So you got to tell them.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, and that's a very good point to the fact then that LeBron And according to sources,
Right.
we're the ones that led the thing and like, okay, well, if we boycott him, because I did see a lot of stuff on social media after the fact, like, so y'all boycotted one game, what does that do? You know, like, so the miscommunication and like the not having a plan of action, it's like, if we're boycotting, we should boycott, but doing one game that, okay, now we just get a couple day break before the next game, like
right.
I think that kind of it's not as effective as I guess it could have been if they would have went in there with a game plan. But we have some more game plans to talk about. Chris was correct on this one. He has been saying it from the jump. LaMelo Ball has signed with PUMA.
Chris got one right.
But we don't know the details of the contract yet. Maybe Chris knows since he used to be roommates with LeVar. Chris, I'm gonna let you take this one. What do you think LeVar's feeling right now? Because you know they did just revamp Big Baller Brand.
Yes.
And I did a story earlier this week about LaMelo saying he's always part of Big Baller Brand.
Right.
Do you think now they're going to do a collaboration? Do you think he's mad that his son signed with PUMA instead of becoming the face of the new revamp for Big Baller Brand? Like, what are your thoughts on all this?
Well, the rumors are still sticking around the $100 million deal that was initially talked about back in January. So I'm assuming that it's probably still going to be some crazy number around there because, you know, I watched the whole interview. I know a guy that is even more into, like, he's a ball family groupie. He's more than I am, and he had a whole interview with somebody
that's a bigger,
way worse than me. Oh, there's a lot, but yeah. So he and he has a YouTube channel, and so he had an interview with somebody that's on the inside, and they're talking about how there might not be that possibility of that Triple B PUMA crossover that we were talking about. I'm still gonna stay. I still think it's gonna be there. He's trying to throw us off track, but they're saying because of how much money and how much PUMA is going to be putting into LaMelo Ball to possibly be the face. Because if you look at PUMA, they don't really have a face. I mean, people were saying Kuzma was the face.
Signed with PUMA, but obviously they're like, damn it, Danny.
Yeah, they need a new face.
Yeah, and then Boogie Cousins.
Playoffs and look what you're doing.
Right. And Boogie Cousins, when they initially had come back, was their biggest player, and then Boogie got hurt again, and now we don't know what to deal with him. So yes, they're hoping that LaMelo Ball will be that driving force for PUMA, and because of that, they might not be able to do that Triple B crossover. But hey, I mean, we gotta remember who's up top. It's still Jay-Z's up there, you know, making the moves. LaMelo signed with Jay-Z and Rock Nation, you know, so something could get worked out. Who knows? But I'm just excited about it. I think it's cool that he's gonna do his own thing. I was always a fan of the Triple B thought, not how it was run, but I was a fan of the thought because you know, Black on Run, just, you know, LeVar doing his thing for his sons. But in that same breath, I'm glad LaMelo's doing his own thing, and he's gonna go out there and be able to shine and hopefully help PUMA get where they need to be.
Can we give Chris a W though? Because Chris been taking all kinds of L's, and can we
that's why
give
you
him
take
this W?
chances, Jackie Ray.
Yeah,
that's why you take chances.
I was like, Chris has been saying it from the beginning. Chris don't say a lot of stuff from the beginning, and it goes through at the end. So yes, Chris,
good job, Chris.
W on the show today.
I'll take one. Yeah, I need it.
Alrighty, well that is it for honorable mentions.
Yes. And we are here talking about some athlete trash talk. Now, this one is coming back from Game 5 with the moment that a lot of people were talking about, and I was with Marcus Morris, and whether you think he did intentionally or did not intentionally step on Luka Doncic's injured ankle. We talked about all the tweets that he had put out, talking about, you know, he's just a competitor. There was in no way, shape, or form is the game that serious where he's going to try and hurt another player. He's not going to apologize for it. Kick rocks. He didn't say that last part, but he might as well have. And if he did, I would not have been mad at him for it. But Luka Doncic, we didn't talk enough about his response. Luka is a little, you know, he's a little pessimistic on how he thinks that there might have been some intent there. He's saying that he hopes that there wasn't, but Luka is feeling a little worried about the intent coming from Marcus Morris. He had said this after the game in a post-game interview. He said, I mean, I'm sitting here, of course. I had my own thoughts. I just hope it wasn't intentional. But tell me what you guys think, talking to the person who asked the question or asking the question. He then went on to say, no, I don't want to talk to him, Marcus Morris. He is just saying a lot of bad stuff to me all the game, and I just don't want to talk to him, and I just got to move on. Like I said, everybody's going to have their own opinion. I just hope it wasn't intentional, because if it was intentional, that's really bad. And I don't know what else he's supposed to say in that situation. I think you go into it the same way. Just hope that it wasn't what it was, and just move on and hope that you can turn this series around if you're a Mavericks fan or if you're Luka Doncic, and move on. We talked. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, do you guys think it was intentional? Because we did talk about it. But I do want to ask, do you guys think that Luka is handling that okay? Like, how do you feel about Luka's handling of the situation? Britt, I'll go to you because
he's handling the media. I mean, he's smart. He knows how to do the storyline how he wants to do it. You know, like that's what you say to the media if you want to be like the good guy I always talk about. I know the NBA has to have this. Matt Barnes talks about it all the time. It's the hero and the villain in the league. You know, we have the Steph Currys that are the heroes and the Kevin Durant's that are the villains, and you have to have both storylines.
And moving on to this last one, is going to my boy Earl. With J.R. Smith, he had some things to say. And it's funny because it's not even to another athlete, but since he's the athlete doing the trash talking, it counts. Because if J.R. Smith doing something, I'm trying to put it in the show. So J.R. Smith, he had some words for Tory Lanez. Now, for those who may or may not be caught up on what's going on, I'm gonna let you guys go to Twitter or go to Google and figure out what's going on. But basically, Tory Lanez went and shot Megan Thee Stallion in the ass, and he is
in the foot.
In the foot.
In the foot. Why you move it up? You moved it up a lot.
Look, I'm just saying because that's what the streets were saying, and I know it was the foot, but I wanted to keep what everyone was saying.
Shattering the booty.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But yes, it was the foot. Sorry. All right, sorry. It was the foot. I'm just saying. Go towards you see. But anyways, so but the thing was the way he's handling it, and Meg came out and said what she had to say, and Tory, that you could look that stuff up. But the problem is J.R. Smith is not a fan of how Tory Lanez is handling. Matter of fact, he's going all in on Tory Lanez, talking about he wants all the smoke. He put out this on his IG story saying, "This clown shoots a female and y'all listen to his music like it's okay. The F Tory Lanez, you a straight clown, straight facts." We're on the fax machines. "And tell whoever to hit my line, it's whatever." Because yes, Tory Lanez he has some new music that came out. People are still going crazy about it as if this never happened. And I'm with JR on this a little bit because I feel like this was something that happened because it was alleged. The news was alleged, like Tory Lanez possibly shot Megan Thee Stallion. We're like, what? Then we found out it was true. Everyone's like, oh. All right, so then they tried to move on about. I'm like,
yeah, nobody flinched. It was so weird.
Yeah, it was weird. So I'm with
her.
Right, I'm saying we're just leaving it at that. Megan Stallion even came out and said it, confirmed it, and everyone was like, oh, okay, right. So it was real. All right, so what music you putting out next? It's like, yo, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But I love to see this, like, JR, like, I'm protecting these females in here. Like, I love to see that. I was like,
meanwhile, his wife is like,
put your bottle of Hennessy.
His wife is like, could you have protected me from all that cheating you did? JR, stand down. The hell?
Like, really?
No, that's different, baby. That's different.
Oh, now you a warrior all of a sudden. Oh, okay.
Now we need to be respected. Okay.
Right. Now, today. You just got that memo today, boo-boo? Okay.
Go sit back down that bubble.
Is that all you got for trash talk?
That's it. That's it from your
Leaving it off with cheating JR. I feel you. Okay. So we have some decent clapbacks this week. I have a personal stalker on one of these clapbacks. This is going to be fun. So this one said, and he's got a picture, Britt. This one is from Pursuit of Happy Vince. Says, before I even press play, I have a feeling Britt is going to be biased ASF. You know what he said, since it's a Clipper. That's fair. I don't know. I'm always going to be biased when it's LeBron. You should expect it.
I'm always. Like, I'm glad you know me so well to know that, yes, I will. Yes.
Yeah, well, unless somebody killed somebody.
Commentary. Okay.
Right. Unless somebody kills somebody, yes, you know what to expect.
Right.
Come on. That's anybody.
Right. And even then, we're going to be like the rest of Maine America.
But
like,
what did they do?
Let's see the tape.
Yeah,
we don't know the whole story. So,
right.
All right. So this one comes from Big Ed. I'm proud of y'all for actually having photos this week. This is amazing. Oh, wow. This one's from Big Ed. He said, it could be the funniest thing in the world, and this YouTube channel will make it boring. Yeah, I got nothing on that one. Anybody?
Pretty funny. I think we're pretty funny.
I'm gonna say to your own, man.
We be laughing.
Right.
So, I mean.
You just don't have good humor, my guy.
Right. So back to the people who don't seem to realize and appreciate that Britt's a Clippers fan. This one says, stop hating, Britt. We all know that you're Clippers, so don't be hating on Luka. He's only 21, and this is his first playoff appearance. Put some respect on his name and blame your team for playing terrible defense the whole game. We got 13 likes on that one, too.
Wow, 13. Wow.
Britt's got nothing to say. Okay, are you guys ready for the crim?
Yeah, I want to hear the soccer one. Yeah.
Should I give the backstory, or you want me to give you the backstory after I read you the comment? How y'all want this? How y'all want this sandwich?
I think you should read it first.
Okay, here we go. It's a thread. So the first one comes from somebody named Shauna Lewis. It says, "Damn, I ain't watched the Fumble in a minute, and I come back and the numbers are lower." I don't know what he's trying to say right there. And the next one says, "Yeah, me too." And then Timmy B.
Your boy.
Yeah, he follows me.
Wait, is this little Timmy that we've been talking about?
I think this is little Timmy.
And hold on, little Timmy. That's
it all makes sense.
Yes.
Because you planted that seed. So it all makes sense. So Timmy coming for you, Jackie.
Timmy's coming for me, y'all.
Timmy for him first, Jackie. So he's just coming back.
He screwed up first though, but Timmy said, yeah, they kind of screwed it up when they hired Jackie Ray. Now, look, from there, he went to my YouTube channel and commented on Jonathan Isaac, the story I did about Jonathan Isaac. He says, "I am a Christian. I demand you give him a public apology. He is the nicest guy in the world. Have you ever met him?" Then he went on some random platform that I'm sure nobody knows about because I didn't put it on my Instagram, but little Timmy found it and told them, "Don't work with her. She is a horrible person. They need to fire her from the Fumble." And then unbeknownst to Timmy, I can see the messages on the Instagram that we have for the Fumble. And he also said the same thing there, said, "I hope you guys fire Jackie Ray."
This guy is
Timmy is serious about this.
Big fist.
You hurt his feelings, Jackie.
You came for him, Jackie. You really did come for him with the Rams logo, and then everything that happens bad in the NFL is little Timmy's fault.
Put it on Timmy.
He's like, you know what?
You hurt him.
Look,
you hurt Timmy.
I feel so important that this man or this child or whatever it is going on this rampage for me. I feel so appreciated right now.
Timmy, please, if you see this, please respond. I need a follow from Timmy. I need it.
Little Timmy, I know you're watching since you're
God.
Jackie. We need every week we need a clapback update
from little Timmy.
Oh my
we should get little Timmy hands.
Yes, he needs his own segment.
Timmy hands.
Little Timmy hands, yes.
The little Donald Trump.
Yes, little Timmy. That would be so good. All right, Timmy, welcome to the Fumble crew. We appreciate you. That was good. That was good, my guy. That's all I got.
Our host will be little Timmy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So before we get out of here, we got to do our L's for the week. My L is drum roll because it is going to be something I'm probably never going to do again. I am giving myself an L. I am giving myself an L, not because the Clippers lost that one game. No. I'm giving myself an L because I was very hard on Kyrie when he was like talking about all this stuff about there shouldn't be a season because it's going to distract the players and we need to focus on this, that, and the third. And, it actually for a second, what he said was right because everybody had to boycott and they were trying to think, how are we able to do this and be all about basketball and then be all about this movement too? So maybe Kyrie had something to what he was trying to say here, but I also am not going to have that full L because Kyrie, what have you done lately? I don't know if I get I'm just getting like a lowercase L.
Yeah, right. Little L. Yeah. Still counts. Me next?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. All right, I'm giving my L to all of you trash Paul George haters. I hope y'all are just sitting there in your, probably not your tears, but all in your salt. I hope y'all getting sodium overdose with all the salt that y'all were you guys were taking advantage like Paul George was not going to come back and have a good game. And Paul George did just that in a blowout win for the Clippers, in a record-breaking blowout win for the Clippers. Here I am sounding like a Clipper fan, but I hated all the hate that Paul George was getting, and I'm so glad that he's on 60% shooting. And y'all talk about, Paul George can't play, Paul George. Well, this L goes to all y'all, and I'm sure they're still going to be in the comments talking about, it was one game, Chris. Well, go ahead. We'll talk about it in the next game when he's in the next round.
Pretty good games.
Yeah.
He
had one really bad game. It was just one really bad game. I don't understand. Okay. So my L is gonna go to Papa John, Shaq, and Shuckin' and Jivin' Chuck because when Kenny Smith took that moment to stand in solidarity. And I get all of you guys that are like, what does it mean? Sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes, as Stephen A. Smith is, it's the optics. And to show a spirit of unity and that you're standing with these people was perfect. I thought Kenny Smith was great. But there was that moment when he was kind of fiddling with his mic, and you knew it was because he wanted to see his boys ride with him, forgetting that Shaq is now the face of Papa John. We know the racist background between Papa John. And if all lives matter is right here, Chuck is right here. So I don't know why he expected them to follow him out, but it was just hurtful to see, because you could see on his face that he wanted his boys to ride with him. And regardless of their opinion, they should have been there for their boy, and they weren't. So y'all get the biggest L I can even find to y'all. Shucking and jiving Chuck and Papa John Shaq.
And even if they didn't go with them, they didn't even like acknowledge it. Like
after Chuck was like,
started, and then right after that, Shaq just started talking about something else.
Did you see the tea?
The tea. He was
and
like,
slurp. You could hear him slurping.
Yeah.
Like it was so bad. It
was the worst. So yeah, y'all get the L for me.
What's his face was gonna go if everybody else was gonna go? Like
right.
Ernie would have gone first. He had to be there though. That's the problem.
Are we going? Like
Ernie was like, I respect that.
Like, are we gonna go? Let's
going,
you know? And then when he didn't see the other, he's like, okay, well, I supposed to say because I'm the white guy. Like, what am I supposed to do? You know? But
how bad did Ernie must feel?
Everybody else was going for sure.
Yeah. For sure. Ernie had that look on his face like, help me, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
I felt so bad for Ernie.
Like, I respect that. As he was uncooking his mic right there, Ernie said, I respect it. And he looked like he was ready to go.
Yeah, he turned his chair like it looked like
he sure did.
Yeah. That's what I want. If I ever walk out, you guys, I get that we just be walking off screen, but if I ever walk out, can y'all just at least lean off the screen?
Hey, I've walked off the screen 20 million
sure have.
Yes, you have.
Nobody followed me.
I was in the back. I did what Jackie said though. I leaned all the way back.
Remember, Britt? I leaned.
I was that's what I did. I was like, well.
Okay, guys, so that is
I leaned.
Weekends, and make sure you check us out next weekend. We might have a surprise for y'all next weekend, so make sure you tune in. And then you can join us every Monday through Friday for our live show at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then Friday mornings, we have Best of the Bubble with me and Chris, and it's just a good crack-up, laughing time. You got to wake up a little early to come, but join us.